never been one to run and hide, has he? Craig Derbyshire still going strong at the age of 32. This is his 42nd pro fight here tonight. Could this be the night when he finally claims a prize which has just remained agonisingly out of his grasp for so many years? Drew in his bantam title bid at featherweight, British title bid at featherweight, flyweight, forgive me, I should get it right. Lost last time in his Commonwealth title bid at flyweight, but here hoping to win a Commonwealth title at light flyweight.
Flyweight champion, Matt Windle.
So now, time for the defending champion. The reason I got confused incidentally about the weights for Derbyshire, checking today, this is extraordinary really that he is in at light flyweight against this man, the champion. Because facing Windle tonight is a campaigner, Derbyshire, who was fought at nearly 9 stone. Much more natural territory, of course, light flyweight for Matt Windle. A man who has won many new admirers this week. Nothing to do with his boxing ability, actually, but a remarkable person in many ways. A poet who won Young Laureate of the Year back home in Great Britain. Birmingham's leading poetry prize as well, and who knows, judged on his specially prepared piece delivered at the pre-fight reception at the Governor of the Cayman Islands residence. One day, poet laureate material proper, who knows. First, more pageantry with the Cayman Islands anthem.
Thy choicest gifts in store, and to it all the more long may he reign. May he protect our laws and give us so much cause to sing with hearts and a voice. God save the King.
Cayman Islands a very proud Commonwealth member, and this is a very proud moment for so many who worked so very hard to make this amazing promotion come together.
Please stand for the Cayman National Anthem song.
So approaching midnight in the Cayman Islands. Thank you everybody for joining us on Fight Zone. It's been a terrific card. There have been a couple of really top fights in the build-up to this. It's been a long wait for Windle and for Derbyshire to get down to business. But here we are.
Sanctioned by the Commonwealth Boxing Council and the Commonwealth Boxing Commission. Presiding over this match are Don Boucher, Ed Pearson, and Leroy Brown. This is a 12-round boxing match for the title. Commonwealth Light Flyweight Championship. In the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim, weighing in at 170 pounds. From Doncaster, England, Craig Derbyshire. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the champion and reigning Commonwealth Flyweight champion, weighing in at 108 pounds, excuse me, in the blue corner wearing blue trunks with white trim. Fighting out of Birmingham, England, Matt the Nutman Windle. Presenting over the match is our referee, Joel Scobie.
Joel Scobie from Canada is the big fight referee.
Matt, your trunks are good. Great. Your trunks are a bit high. Listen, between the middle of the letters and down with your follow, okay? Men, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I expect you to listen and follow my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves now. Come out of the belt. Good luck.
You're in the fight zone.
A very intense stare down there by one Matt Windle.
Adding to the intrigue, Russell, both men are coming in off defeats. But we do not know is how the conditions here for these two superb athletes in the Caribbean, even approaching midnight, may affect them. It is new for them. Derbyshire, if I may put it politely, at 32, has got a lot of miles on the clock. 42nd pro fight tonight for Craig Derbyshire. Testament to his drive, determination, and fitness levels throughout his long career. And it's been a rocky, difficult road so very often for Derbyshire. 29 professional defeats.
Certainly we will find out if the weather is going to have an impact on these fighters, but I spoke with Windle earlier this week and he said that he is adjusted pretty well.
Yeah, they seem comfortable. You're quite right to mention that, but it is an unknown for them just because they haven't done it before on this auspicious occasion for Cayman Island boxing. And Derbyshire is looking sharp early on. Windle, the champion from the outside, in the blue. 7 wins for Matt Windle. I really do wonder whether when he turned professional in 2015, December of that year, at Dudley Town Hall in the West Midlands of England, whether he could ever have envisaged being involved in something like this, in this amazing venue. But he is very much in his weight division. As we mentioned, Derbyshire's campaigned at over a stone heavier in his career. I don't quite know how he does it, but he does it. Down at light flyweight tonight. Windle from the outside. Derbyshire, I must say, has looked pretty relaxed so far in there, getting about his work.
In the words of Windle, I don't like when my opponents run away from me and try to hold me. I like a good tussle, and certainly Derbyshire is doing none of the above.
Yeah. Nice little bit of work underneath in this opening round for Derbyshire. They do feel that straight shots can be Derbyshire's undoing, Windle and his camp. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that through all the losses that Derbyshire has had. But, again, we say it, nice start by Derbyshire tonight. Windle did struggle a little bit to get into gear there. Spencer McCracken in the corner with the champion Windle. Earlier tonight we had Roy Jones in one corner and Donovan Boucher in the other corner. In terms of British fight fans, it wasn't a natural match in terms of the weight between Spencer McCracken and the man in the other corner, Carl Greaves. Many of our viewers will know Carl. What a great career he had as a fighter and as a coach in latter years, but it's great to see both of them this week involved in a big fight. I saw Spencer wearing the blue along with his fighter in some really great fights in the heyday of Coventry at the old Sky Dome in the late 1990s. Some great fight nights, and Greaves was a top-level campaigner at featherweight all over Britain. So round two. Good intent early on from Windle, but Derbyshire again finding the mark with that right hand. Windle needs to start pumping out the jab. And he's backed to the ropes again by Derbyshire. And now along the ropes, and he's taken a bit of a backward step here, Windle the champion, as the challenger Derbyshire goes all out for it early on. We need to see more of the Windle jab, I think, to slow Derbyshire's march here. Just the sense that Windle is still struggling really to get going properly. Still very early stages, of course. Over 330 rounds between them, these two. Preparing for a long, hard fight tonight. But the early exchanges are favouring Derbyshire. That's a better jab from Windle. Over the years, watching Craig Derbyshire, Russell, there have been many occasions when he's been drawn into a fight, and I think they're so very keen for him tonight to just box his way into this fight and to earn the respect of Windle. And who knows, maybe get in front on the scorecards.
Well, his boxing has looked incredibly sharp thus far. Certainly coming into this, many would believe that he was the underdog, but he's showing that up as we speak.
Windle has threatened to get a little bit closer there, but he's been picked off by a really nice right hand from Derbyshire. Little bit more success in this round for Windle. Just the possibility that he's starting to get his game together here. But there's some really good work in there from Derbyshire, I must say. An intriguing contest, as it always shaped to be. Slightly better from Windle in that round, but try taking it off Derbyshire, perhaps. Derbyshire ready to go, and it gets Windle off his stool. And we get underway in the third round for the Commonwealth title and the unquestioned right to be the acknowledged #1 in Britain at light flyweight. 108 pound, 7 stone, 10 pound division.
Windle, of course, looking to become the first person to successfully defend that title.
It's not a title with a great history, of course. These guys are trying to make the history. And in Britain at the moment, Russell, we don't actually have a British light flyweight title to fight for. Windle feels very strongly about that, actually, that there should be one. So this is the title for all British fighters to aim for at the moment.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, their weight class isn't really recognized by commission up there.
You've been reading Matt Windle on this, haven't you? He has a very strong opinion about it. Of course, in other parts of the world, Philippines, Mexico, some of the great fighters have come from this division. Better signs here from Windle in this third round. Starting to control it from the center a little bit more. Doubling up the jab. Not allowing Derbyshire to settle, to set his feet, and prepare to throw that right hand over the top, which he has done with success in the earlier rounds tonight. There he tries again, but Windle had gone. And Windle taking some of these on the gloves as Derbyshire seeks to find the target. Almost a sense as though it's taken Windle a couple of rounds to wind up, but he is very much wound up and getting going here. It's Windle holding the centre, and Derbyshire struggling to do that a little bit now. But with all his experience and know-how, Derbyshire will just accept these little twists in the plot line as we go here tonight. Finds him with the right hand that time.
It's certainly a better round for Windle.
Good response from Derbyshire. A little nick almost across the middle of the forehead for Windle. Really good shot on the inside. The right hand in that combination from Derbyshire was on the money. Windle knows he has to press forward, however, and it has brought him success in this third round. Now he looks to finish the round strongly. Just had confirmation from Joel Scobie that actually the little nick in the middle of the forehead of Windle, which I referred to there, was resulting from a punch. A tiny glimpse of a breakthrough for Derbyshire in that. It's warming up nicely here. Round 4. From Georgetown in the Cayman Islands for the Commonwealth light flyweight title.
Windle seems to have found his footing, but Derbyshire is still waiting for that counter shot, and he's finding these blows here.
Some of the right hands are good from Derbyshire. If not quite dynamite packed, they are making some impact from dynamite Derbyshire. Windle should have the experience, of course, at this stage, and with the confidence that being the champion gives a fighter, not to chase this. There's still a long way to go, and he's certainly getting into the groove more regularly and forcing Derbyshire to give some ground.
Stiff jab connected there for Derbyshire. Got a reaction out of Windle.
It's terrific work from both of these two guys in this round. Both have had their successes. It might be the stronger performer in the last 30 seconds of the round that might claim it on the scorecards here. It's one of those kind of rounds, really.
I'd say it's been a tough fight to score thus far. Derbyshire looking like the man, landing the heavier, cleaner shots, but the output has been, and there you, again.
2 or 3 right hands which Windle felt every one of. Nice response from Windle, but he knows that right hand is a really dangerous weapon in this fight for Derbyshire. Derbyshire threw and missed. He's in danger of throwing it a bit too often, really, but when he's doing damage with it, he's going to keep on delivering in the hope that it does do damage, and Windle felt 1 or 2 of them. Windle looking to make a fast start. Overall, perhaps the sense is growing that Windle has a bit of ground to make up in this fight.
Oh, he's wobbled.
Windle saw it, but he still took it, and Derbyshire seeks to pour it on here. And Matt Windle is a bit disorganised. Derbyshire, who's always loved to tear up, this might be the moment to fall back into the to the old ways for all his good quality work tonight.
And this has given Windle the much needed time to recover.
You're right to say it in those terms, Russell, because Windle is showing signs of being under pressure, and there's a nick under the right eye to match that little cut on the forehead here. Time and again overall through the first half of this fight tonight, Windle has been second, to use the pros term about it, in the main. There have been 1 or 2 rounds where Windle has really got the jab going, but in the main, Derbyshire has been the sharper puncher here. And certainly in this round, again.
Yeah, he continues to land the cleaner shots, big, clean shots.
I don't think there's one department in this fight so far, Russell, where Windle could say, I am outdoing my man. Not the jab, not the right hand, not the combinations, not the power shots, not the footwork. There's a lot to address here for Windle.
I overheard Derbyshire's corner shouting, we're here to teach him a lesson.
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? But they've every reason to be confident, and their man is putting on a great show so far here tonight. And again. The right hand has found the target too often for Windle. Twice in a row here. Windle's in a bit of trouble suddenly. And Derbyshire seeks to pour it on. Matt Windle hangs on. The champion goes over. It's not a knockdown, but the pressure is on the champion. And Derbyshire surely is performing out of his skin here tonight. And on top in a big way, surely, as we head toward halfway.
And this is only going to give Derbyshire more confidence heading into round 6.
It's over. It's going to be called off before the start of the 6th round. Matt Windle has retired on his stool, and Craig Derbyshire now knows that he has won it. The celebrations from that corner. There's a lovely embrace between these two guys who've got great respect for each other. Matt Windle has retired on his stool. He never really got going here tonight. What a victory for Derbyshire at this stage in his career. It goes to show that one never knows what to expect in boxing. This was all set to be 12 hard rounds of championship action. Derbyshire right on top of his game from the get-go tonight, and a sense that Matt Windle, I'm afraid, was missing something in there tonight. He never quite got going. The incredible story of Derbyshire. He lost his first 9 pro fights, and yet here he is as a Commonwealth champion at the age of 32. Every fighter at every level needs to check out the story of what Craig Derbyshire has achieved through dedication, hard work. What a victory for Derbyshire and for Carl Greaves, and all in his camp. And Windle is taking it in great part tonight. What a gentleman he is in and out of the ring, Matt Windle. Not his night, he knows it. Hopefully they'll come again. He's come to the Cayman Islands, Craig Derbyshire. He started as the outsider here tonight, but he's going home as the Commonwealth light flyweight champion. The crowning moment of his whole career.
What an incredible story for Craig Derbyshire. All of his ups, all of his downs, most of the downs, and to come here in the Cayman Islands, something he'll never ever soon forget. Being crowned the Commonwealth champion tonight in easily his biggest victory to date.
With 3 minutes in the end of the 5th round, with corner stoppage and a TKO, the new Commonwealth light flyweight champion, Craig Derbyshire. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Matt Windle. Presenting the new belt president of the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Steve Hiscock. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We still have the 50 raffle draw coming in just a second. I can see a rematch in the future.
They're entitled to enjoy every part of this. We have no idea how much work has gone into this at all levels, from the promoters to the trainers, but most of all for the fighter himself. Listen, what a performance, Craig, that you have put on here tonight. What are your immediate thoughts in this, the moment of your whole career? What a victory for you. How have you put that together tonight?
For my kids, I mean, I told them I'm going to bring belt home and I did. And we're watching now, so love you all, kids.
Brilliant. You're emotional because it's a major title that you have claimed at this stage in his career. But if people really understood the road you have had to travel as a professional boxer, I think they could only admire you even more for the level of the display tonight. It is true, we have to check it, but it is true that you didn't win until, what, your 10th professional fight? And here you are all these years later as the Commonwealth champion. Can you actually believe that sentence in this time?
It's like a dream come true. I've dreamt about it, and now I'm here and I've done it. And that's what it's all about. If you dream, you believe, and you can achieve.
That is so important that you've said that for all the professionals and all the amateurs. Here we are in the Cayman Islands trying to spread the message of boxing. It is not about where you start, it's about the journey, how you travel the journey and where you finish. Tell me why that fight went your way so convincingly tonight, because I think the general expectation in the trade, it was going to be 12 hard rounds.
Honestly, all as I thought about every single round with my kids, I told them that I was going to bring it home, and that's what I did. That's it. There wasn't anything else going through my mind except bringing this belt home to my kids, and that's what I did.
One other element which is amazing, even to professional boxing people, is the way your weight has gone. I'll be honest, I made a little bit of mistake by a pound or two reading through your biog tonight, calling you a featherweight, but I wasn't far wrong. You were, I think you did, didn't you?
9 stone 4, yeah.
I said you were fought as high as 9 stone 4, and here you are doing 7'10" in a championship fight. That in itself is incredible.
Like I said, if you dream it, you believe it, and you'll achieve it. That's it.
And I knew this week when we spoke earlier in the week that you were ready to go, and you were very comfortable at the weight, weren't you? It's not the Cayman Island effect, this glorious climate. You were ready anyway.
I honestly think I could have got to a lower weight than this.
Amazing.
I felt strong all the way through. In fact, I felt stronger than I've ever felt in any fight before. Every round, I just kept getting more momentum, and I felt more and more strong every time. Every round that went by, I felt stronger and stronger. And can I just thank my sponsors? TLS Company, All Fencing, Keep Evolving, and Real Fitness. And I said TLS. And I just want to thank everybody who stayed up at home to watch me fight, all your messages. And Dennis Hobson for putting it on, top man. He said he'd do it, he said he'd put me on, and here I am. And I've won, I said I'd win, and that's what I've done. So thank you to everybody who stayed up. Thank you to my wife, my coach, my manager.
Yeah.
Without everybody, at the end of the day, it's impossible. So it's not just me in this ring. There's months and months of hard work leading up to this fight, and everybody's put the hard work in, and that's why I'm here putting a performance like that on. Not because of me alone in this ring. Obviously, me and Matt are here, but everybody who's helped me along the way, supported me, sent me messages, stayed up, everything. So thank you to everybody.
Well, you've all been such fantastic ambassadors for boxing. You and your team, Carl Greaves and the rest of the team.
Can I just say thanks to Matt?
Yeah, let's bring Matt.
Top man. He is a proper warrior. At the end of the day, we'll put it all both online tonight, and there's only going to be one winner. Obviously, I didn't know who we were going to be, but I tried my best, he tried his best, and we're here, so we both put it online for you all, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
They did, most certainly. You've both won so many admirers out of the ring, and of course 2 very high quality performers in the ring. It wasn't your night, Matt. Where did it start to go wrong for you?
Well, first of all, can I just say a massive thank you to everybody in the Cayman Islands for coming out and supporting not only us, but boxing as a whole, the amateurs, the locals. Thank you very much. This is probably the best platform I've ever boxed on, so thank you for making it a somber but memorable night for me. Thank you very much.
You're a terrific kid, and you've got so much going for you, but please have a go and work out what has just happened to you in the ring. Why did that happen tonight?
It started to go wrong when he started punching me in the face. That's when it started.
That's always a telltale sign.
Oh yeah, so it just wasn't my night. I'm not going to stand here and make excuses. I could easily do that. Fighters always do it, talking about weights and moving up, and I'm not going to do any of that. I made weight, bang on. I was professional. I trained exceptionally hard. No excuses whatsoever. It just wasn't my night tonight, and a better man won.
Would you consider now, because between you have got it cornered off in Great Britain, and there is no British title at this moment at light flyweight, and I know you feel quite strongly about that. If every part of it fell into place, would you have another go now as a challenger?
Absolutely, I think my record has proven, as Craig's has, but I've only had 14 fights. I think my record has proven that I'll fight anyone, again, pretty much at any weight as well. I've fought lads as high as 9 stone myself when I was like 8'8" or something, so I think I've shown that I'll fight kind of anybody all over the country or all over the world in this instance, so 100% I'd give it another go. If there are other routes as well, international routes that we can get, yeah, I'm up for anything. I'm all about making memories.
Brilliant. It's been an amazing trip on so many levels, where we got a really great boxing story on the end of it, because nobody could have foreseen this happening to close out what has been a totally memorable week on so many other levels for us all here in the Cayman Islands. Yes, please.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Craig's moment, but I just want to say a massive thank you to Dennis and Steve and Barry and everybody that's involved in making tonight happen. A massive thank you to them for providing 2 men that get overlooked and all the rest of it, a massive platform. So a massive thank you to everybody that's been involved in making tonight a special occasion, despite a bit of a shit occasion for me.
The Barry referred to there is Barry Bowden, who has led the team here in Cayman Islands, putting this show together, and the amount of work that has gone in, groundbreaking stuff, first ever major title fight here in the Cayman Islands. That is all laid at his door, and from all of us, great thanks to Barry. I don't see him here, but I do see Dennis Hobson, and I think, Dennis, it's only right that we close the show on Fight Zone by returning to you for some final thoughts, please.
The pieces are on me. Listen, you deserve... What two warriors, ladies and gentlemen. But what two inspirational men. And, you know, we live in a world, a trying world, but if you want to look at two proper men, you've got two in front of you. I'm proud to be associated with both of you. I'm proud to be involved promoting both of you. And, you know, this is our first, hopefully, Barry, of many occasions, but you set the light, you set the standard, you two. And I want to thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for your support. There's a lot of guys here, guys and gals, who's made this possible. It's a special occasion. I've been in the game 30-odd years. Barry, Gary, Steve, everybody involved. There's a lot of people here that's brought us together to make this happen. What a special night. Thank you, and let's get it on again.
Well played, Dennis, and we have been able to find Barry Bowden, who has been the inspiration here in the Cayman Islands. So it does fittingly come to you, Barry, for the very last word. We'd like to thank you one more time for everything you have done to pull all this together. I hope it has lived up to some of the expectations for you. But once more on Fight Zone, if you would close it out by saying, please, the reminder about the bigger dream that you have. What is that?
I want to first thank the fighters, the trainers, who've come from all over the world to fight here and put on a show. And most importantly, the fans, the sponsors, everyone in attendance, thank you guys. It was fantastic tonight. And what a show these boxers put on. Great stuff. So hopefully this is going to be the start of a regular event on the island. That's our dream, that's our desire. And hopefully this is the first of many. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in, especially those across the pond in the UK. I know it's early in the morning now. Thank you guys for joining us, and come visit us in the Cayman Islands if you get a chance. It's a little bit warmer over here.
Don't rub it in, we know. Thank you one more time, Barry. Thanks to everybody for joining us on Fight Zone. We had some really great quality action. We've got a fairy tale for Christmas as a boxing story with the victory of Craig Derbyshire. I know this man, Matt Windle, was... I know, you'll be all right, don't worry. You'll write a poem about it, I know you will. But he'll be back. Thank you, everybody, for watching on Fight Zone. We've broken new ground on so many levels, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Good night from us all.